we're going to give this thing another try because I messed up so bad last time. Let's just get right into it. Oh, jeez, I forgot how quickly this thing accelerates. You don't really get a feel for it either when you're out driving in the rocks and on the side of the mountain and trying to go slow and stuff, but holy, this thing can't turn, right? Can't turn, but it can take off like there's no tomorrow. So, take two. Obviously, last time we fell down a couple? We fell down a couple of cliff faces. The first one, we survived relatively unscathed. The second one, not so much. We ate a tree with our faces. And by faces, I don't know what I mean because we don't have faces in the game. I'm fighting the camera constantly too. What was that little twitch? This thing is just so difficult to drive. I am the weakest link in this setup here. Like, this vehicle, I feel like it's made for the terrain, but it's not made for the terrain. What? Does that make sense? Absolutely not. That's how it should be, I think. Maybe. Probably not. But I mean, just the rocks, I think, that's kind of what we saw before. We started to get to a slightly rocky section, and man, we had to be on our game with our tactics because we just immediately got, you know, dragged off, shoved off, pulled off, whatever you want to call it, off the side of the mountain here and down into the abyss. And of course, we had a lot more altitude the last time we fell off, so things didn't go quite as well. But yeah, let's give this thing a second try. As you can see we are doing, and see what happens. It's such a pain in the butt to drive this entire course. I really wish the hard part was at the beginning. I mean, maybe it wouldn't be as exciting then. But if it was, if the hardest part was at the beginning, we wouldn't have to drive the entirety of the map to find out if we can get past the hardest part. Right? That's a little bit whatever. You get what I mean. So, here we are again. How many attempts is this we've tried on this road? And like, at first, we took a couple vehicles, like stock Jeeps and whatnot, or hoppers, I guess you call it in the game. They're Jeeps. They're basically Jeeps. Down the road, knowing full well that the chances of them making it to the end was minimal. Very, very minimal. Probably not going to happen. We wanted to establish some sort of baseline, right? We wanted to know, what does it take? What is the bare minimum for a vehicle to get across this thing? And so far we've determined that it takes quite a vehicle. Or a better pilot. Better driver. We need a professional driver of the video games. You tuned into this video hoping that would be me. It's wrong. Let's forget that happened though. Just don't leave me. Don't leave, please. Let's, you know. Ooh, rocks. Don't hit the rocks hard. This thing is, it's not really top heavy. I can't call it top heavy, but it's got such, it's so skinny that I feel like we could tip it over pretty easy. Especially if we had any kind of momentum. I feel like it would just flip over to its side, no problem. And I mean, it has a little roll cage, but that's not really helpful. It's not going to put us back on our wheels. It's not going to stop us from flipping. Maybe we need the Pigeon's training wheel set up to get a real good safety going on here. Watch those get caught on every little rock we passed. Oh, speed. Yeah, they get caught on every little rock we pass and everything like that, and it'd just be disaster. We haven't got yelled at by our clutch overheating yet. We haven't slowed down enough, I guess, to really make that a problem. To allow that to be a problem. So we're, you know, really foot to the floor trying to get up a hill and barely moving. That's going to happen. We saw it was almost an issue last time, and we had the warning pretty quickly about it overheating. I cannot go in a straight line. Every time I try to correct, I'm overcorrecting again. I keep going from the bushes on one side to the bushes on the other a little bit. Ooh, a little bit of air there. And I think there's a big dip right here. Ooh, oof, I didn't mean to hit the rock that hard. There's a bit of a dip here, which hasn't been a problem for any vehicles yet. Not substantially, anyway. We might have had to be careful in some of those early vehicles not to get hung up there, but like the last vehicle we took, which I think was the Beast. I think it's been the Beast. had no concerns. The biggest concern with the Beast was it came down to its width. That was the problem. That's what did it in. And the Beast, if you don't know, is of course basically a heavy-duty pickup. You know, it's good for basically everything that requires any kind of durability or power. And I've used it a number of times in the videos. But yeah, this course is just like right now it's not too bad. Width doesn't matter a whole lot because I mean, where are you gonna go? Into the bush a little bit. But as we had at some points at the beginning, you know, we're gonna have here in just a moment is the big drop next to the little crappy dirt road. But it's I'm starting to get nervous here. Forgive my concentration levels. This is where things start to get a little bit more challenging. It doesn't look like it yet, but it is. Trust me. It is, because driving this thing is so annoying. Trying to make it turn small amounts is a pain in the butt. Try not to let it slide off the edge is a bigger pain in the butt. And if you get too close to the edge, it just kind of goes, and there's nothing you can do about it. I wonder if this rock is... Did I hit that rock the first time I went off my last run? That was almost a very nice turnaround there. I'm just... even just accelerating there, it was pulling me to the right. It's because the road was slanted that way a little bit. I'm just so worried. You're going to hear me say that 8... What the heck? 8 billion times. I don't know if I clipped the bush there and it sucked me in and rotated me. That's concerning too, because there's bushes on the right side quite often, such as right now, that could do that. But I mean, we made it farther this time than last time without falling off the first time. But last time we managed to drive back on. I think we got lucky. We probably fell off in one of the few places that we could drive back up the mountainside. Is this a mountain? Do you call this a mountain? I would call this a cliff face. Uh-oh. But not a mountain. See, we've got shoved over to the right there a little bit. If there was a rock on our left, we wouldn't be able to correct that, because we wouldn't be able to climb over the rock properly. I think traction would have been an issue. Maybe we just need to take the one that has the massive 4 wheels. Oh, I thought about being aggressive and try to do I don't know what you call it, a power slide? Is it still a power slide when you have handling like this? When you handle like a tank? I completely forget what I was talking about. Perfect. Good commentary. Just the best commentary. Let's go back to complaining for the 18th time that we could fall off the edge too easy. Like, I'm just... It's going to get so rocky later on. I can't see this vehicle making it to the end now. I thought it was going to be the do-all, end-all, easy mode kind of thing. But you know what? It's not. It's really not. Look, and the bushes hide rocks sometimes, which catches me off guard. Like, there's... I don't know. I'm trying to remember exactly where it fell off up here. It might just be, like, right after we get past this muddy section, if I remember correctly. I don't know if I'll recognize it or not. We'll see. I'm going to stick to the right a little bit. It didn't really help too much. I just want to keep the left side of my vehicle away from the edge when there's rocks on the right side. Rocks on the left edge like there are there, not a problem, not at all, unless I make a stupid mistake. Rocks on the right edge, like there is kind of here, a little bit more concerning. So where they're going to shove me over when I don't want it to happen. Is this where I fell off? It might have been up here. Can I try to just... I'm just trying to stay... Oops. Trying to stay to the right a little bit more. I don't see how this is going to be doable, guys. I've still got a case of the dry throat from, like, the cold I had most of a month ago now. Isn't it weird how some of them just hang in there for so long? Some sicknesses, like, the exact... Well, you'd think the exact same common cold, but I'm sure it's a different strain or something weird like that. But isn't it weird how some of them hardly affect you, and others you just feel like you're dying for a week, and others hang around forever? It's always, I don't know, it's weird like that. You have a minor cold and you're thinking, oh, you know what, next time I have a cold, I'm not even going to tell anybody, it doesn't matter. And I think a lot of people won't even notice unless they're hanging around with you for a long period of time. Which, I mean, talking mostly family, but and then you have a nasty one the next time around. You're like, holy, how did I do that? This, you know what? I'm living. Half my diet is now cough candies. I'm going through a box of Kleenexes a day. Ooh, ouch. And just feel like garbage. But I don't know. Doesn't matter. Hey, there's some water down there. What can we do with some water? That's kind of... It's kind of pretty. I was just thinking, let's take a boat down there. I'm quite certain there's boats in this game. There's definitely a mod that'll let any vehicle float. I haven't used it, but I've seen it exists. What can we do with that? Oh, careful rocks, careful rocks. Oops. I keep resetting the camera by accident. It doesn't help that I have it at weird angles all the time too, but like it's so helpful to move the camera around to see what's in front of you, how your wheels are going to hit the rocks. Like what gives you a better idea what path you should take to. I need to be careful here. Is this where I fell off? I'm trying to recognize the trees I smashed into. Maybe not. I don't think so. Maybe we passed that point already. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. Oops. I want to be the one watching other people drive this course at this point. I think I know what I was saying before. Maybe this is completely different. I don't know. The confidence in my words is immense. Immense. Voice crack. Now I forget what I was talking about again. What was I talking about? Dang it! Okay, yeah, this is definitely farther than we made it before because we didn't get to the second set of I don't know what you'd even call this. The turning back and forth things to go up a hillside. But yeah, I don't know. How much more extreme can we really go after this for vehicles to take? Like this, because I just feel like the rock crawlers are going to be also problematic because of their width. 6x6 is they going to be the same? I don't know. Okay, turn. Thank you. We've just got to hope that this makes it. But I really feel like at this point, I'm trying to remember what I was trying to say earlier. It's not working. It's coming back to me and then I'm losing it again. I don't know what I'm talking about apparently. But words evade me. No, we started out with easy vehicles. This is it. I think I've got it. We started out with easy vehicle or like crappy vehicles, like the base hopper, like the I forget what the name of the car is. That yellow one we tried at first, just the off-road variant of some road car. And we knew we probably weren't going to succeed. We knew it would be a challenge, which is fine. We got our baseline, figured out what the bare minimum is. But now I really wish to just be done with this. It's kind of... It was an interesting challenge at first for me. And now it's getting to be like, I just have to complete this. I don't want to complete this just to see what it takes now. I want to complete this to be done with this. And then we can move on to, at least for the most part, a different map. We've got a lot of the things we can do on this map out of there. Unless we throw in some mods or come up with something creative, then I think that's about all we can do. Unless you guys have some ideas. I'm always open for ideas. I have a notepad with a few ideas of things we can do in various vehicles and various scenarios and various things we can replicate and stuff, but a lot of them are just will take hours of work extra for a video. And it's like, do I do that and produce one video in a week? Maybe, you know, quality over quantity, perhaps. Or would I spend all that time, and here's the real kicker that I don't like, would I spend all that time making what I think is going to be an extra good, hopefully, vehicle, and then I get 3/4 of the way through it and go, yeah, this is kind of crappy, this is not worth my time, this is not a very good piece of work, like, why, I'm not going to release it. Throw it in the garbage. And then what do I have to show for all my effort? Nothing. No videos, because I spent all my time wasting it. doing nothing, making a piece of content I'm going to throw in the garbage. And I've got nothing, so I don't know. We'll have to see. I plan on making some of those things, but the one, I won't tell you what it is, just because I don't know if it will happen or not, but it's in reference to another video that is on YouTube and has... What the heck is going on? And has been on YouTube for a number of years. And I want to... It's like a real life video that I thought was pretty crazy, car related. I want to replicate it in BeamNG, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. I know what I want to do, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. Does that make sense? Like, I think I'll have to find a mod, or else do a lot of tedious work, which is mostly fine. Okay, this is getting skinny here. Holy, I don't like this road. Trying to go slow is difficult too. What do we do? What do we do? Ooh. I'm waiting anxiously and fearfully to approach the more rockier sections. It's gonna be like a maze that you can see the end of. A really simple maze that you can't navigate because your vehicle goes in a random direction every time you try to do something. Sounds like fun, right? Oh, also, if you go the wrong way in that maze, you die. And you can't undo it. You cannot undo the wrong direction that you involuntarily went. Can I squeeze through here? I don't know if I'd call that squeezing, but it happened. Oh, I don't like this. I did not like that, but it worked out. Ooh. You probably don't even notice it, but I can feel it when I give the car? Whatever this thing is, more throttle than I intend, and the thing just goes boom and jolts forward 10 feet when I wanted to go forward 3 feet. Kind of like right there. Okay, I'm too close to the edge now, clearly. What? Okay, how are we about halfway now? Let's take a look. So, okay, I was gonna say we've only gone that far, but we've actually gone all the way down there and back. So we've got a fair distance. This being the end. Oh wow, we've actually gone. I would call that probably more than halfway. A little over half. That's good. Okay, that's, I think, more than I expected would have gone at this point. So obviously that's nice. Okay, now I gotta get my brain back into pay attention to the road mode, not look at the mini map and talk to myself mode. I mean, we're talking to ourselves regardless. We look insane to anyone, any onlookers. Can you imagine? Oh, this corner looks terrible. Let's leave the random conversation topic I was about to get into for a moment here and worry about this corner. Trying to just take it a little bit earlier. Okay, good. I was slightly concerned about tipping myself prior to climbing up on there, but it all worked out alright. I can go around this rock like so, and just stick to the left here as much as I can without eating those rocks on the left. Okay, I think we're fine. But yeah, talking to yourself, me sitting in a room by myself right now, talking to a blue glowing microphone. Can you imagine, you know, I don't know, before this kind of thing was a thing, even like 20, 30, 40 years ago, you would look absolutely insane. Any onlookers would just be like, yeah, that guy needs to go into a mental institution. But here we are, and so many people make a living recording their voices, recording themselves playing games, which is kind of stupid, to be honest. Like, why should that make money? I don't make a penny. Just saying. I'm not special enough for that. One day again. Did in the past. Hopefully will in the future. But for now, I get nothing. Nothing. So that's another reason, going back to the whole, what do I put my time into in the channel? Like, I'm just using my free time that I could be doing other things with to do this at this point. So what do I have to gain from it? I guess there's a sense of satisfaction and such, but let's be real. In the end, there's nothing. Nothing. Man. Okay, I keep waiting for that really terrible section to come up. It's got to be coming soon. We've got to be getting fairly close to this extremely rocky ending that I know is coming. Where I'm going to just probably hit the first 10 feet of rocks and fall off the edge. Sorry, hand cramps. Hand cramps, arm cramps, elbow cramps. Does that count as arm? Yes, it does. It's got to be ready for this. Here comes... Okay, here's some of the rocks coming. That's not too bad. What do we do up here, though? Sorry, just feel it. Ooh, feeling it out. That's another thing, too. It kind of happened there a second ago, but not in a very severe case. We touched the rock there, and we bounced, and it kind of pitched our vehicle, or rotated our vehicle, so the front end was pointed towards the edge. And if I had hit the gas at the same time, well, we would have accelerated towards the edge. And that happens, I don't know if I can correct it. This thing isn't necessarily going to just let us slam in reverse and go. It's gonna, try to shift to a gear or into reverse, and it might not like what it has to do, so it might just not do it. Oh, I don't like this. Should I be trying to get my tires on top of those rocks? I think we'll be okay. Famous last words. Okay. Is this one of the sections that we had a hard time with? I think it was one of the hoppers. Like the off-road edition hopper or something like that. I can't remember what we even did now. We fell off the edge there. Felt like we were close. Maybe we'll make it to the end. If that's it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I thought we were making it last time with the beast. And we just encountered some issues at the end. We could not get ourselves past. But we haven't had to quote-unquote winch ourselves yet. Which, remember, we said we could do. It was determined by you guys in the comments that we could no grab ourselves to some extent. In a way that kind of replicates the way that winches would work. So, hey, you are stuck. You need to be tugged forward or backwards. That's something a winch could do, so go ahead and do it. But for vehicles upside down, I don't know if we should... Have we done that before? I don't think we've done that before. At least not on this map, at the very least. I'm going to try to hug this a little bit to the right. Yeah, I think that was the right decision. We're kind of in a bit of a... Like, I like how everything is graded towards the inside. Like, there's a hole here, so it pushes us towards this side rather than off the cliff. I really, really like that. That makes things a lot less concerning for me. Now, this part is kind of the opposite to some degree. So I had to be a little bit more cautious. The game will not just grab us and, hold us on the course. Oh, here comes the rocks. Still not as rocky as it gets, I don't think. It's hard to tell, though, because if we're in a smaller vehicle, the perspective changes a lot. If you're in a big vehicle, you're going to look at this and go, well, I better have my left wheel's on the rocks on the left of this vehicle now, my right wheel's on the right rocks there, but in this thing, you just drive between them, so the perspective really changes a lot more than you may expect. Can I squeeze in? Yeah, absolutely. Just gotta be careful, don't make a stupid mistake. Okay, yes. We gotta be getting close. I hope we're getting close. Should I stop looking at the map? This is gonna hurt my train of thought, but we're doing it. Okay, we still have more than I expected, honestly. Yeah, I thought we would have progressed more. There must have been more back and forth over here. Maybe we had to do this than I expected. Oh, the waypoints go away. Okay, full concentration again. Let's get this done. Yeah, we definitely still have some scary parts coming up. Definitely concerning, as always. Maybe this part is where we had a hard time with the hopper and I fell off the edge. I don't know. I just remember it graded in on the inside on a corner, and we had rocks on the outside that didn't let us go wide around us. We had to try to get momentum to go around. And maybe that wasn't the best idea, but we did it and it failed. Clearly it wasn't the best idea, that, or maybe it was the best of the worst. The best of the terrible ideas that we could try. I don't know. If I can't do it, then clearly nobody else ever in the entire existence of whatever can do it. Maybe it's this corner. I don't know. It might be this corner. Couldn't tell you. It's too long ago. It feels like it's probably been a couple months since that attempt. And all these corners look similar. So who knows? Okay, just gotta be a little bit careful here. Don't touch the rocks on the right side hard enough to knock me off the left side. I'm gonna drive over these ones just to give myself a little bit of extra space. I feel like if I cross this line, there's almost a line here in the dirt. I feel like if I cross that, then I'm asking for trouble. So that's kind of my guidance. That's the margin on my paper that I am driving on. Does that make sense? Wow, that's a lot of speed. Careful, I don't need to go 71 kilometers an hour, whatever the top speed is in this thing. I'll be regretting bringing the speedier edition. Just looking at this rock, what should I do? Should I try to go to the right of it? I don't know if I need to worry about getting myself stuck. I mean, we can do the winch thing. Air quotes, winch. Air quotes, winch. Okay, that worked out better than I expected. I almost drove over that by accident there at the last second, to be honest. This rock. Maybe this is where I fell off. This might be actually where I fell off with the hopper. Can I just, like... Yes. Okay, I like that. Perfect. Good, 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 good. Yes, let's do that. Okay, now... I think I made a pass there with the beast too. Now things get really rocky. Now I really need to look at what I'm doing. I need to try to stick to the right as much as I can without tipping myself or wedging myself in weird. Now we might be testing out just how this ground clearance is. Might be testing out if we can bottom out the thing still, which I'm sure we can. Just want to stay away from that edge. That is my main goal. At least with those wheels being close together, like the vehicle not being very wide, there's not much dead space between the vehicle where rocks can get in there and high center the thing. As you heard there, I think something did hit the bottom. And that rock, I don't know if I can really... Okay, I could drive over that. This vehicle's... I'm not going to say it's impressive because it just did something weird. Or I did something weird with it, one or the other. But it's... Okay, now I'll say it hesitantly. It's fairly capable. It probably had the easiest time over those rocks of anything we've driven so far. And now that I've gotten my idioticness out of the way and haven't driven off the edge yet, knock on wood, we're doing pretty good. Let's see if we can continue that trend. We must be getting closer now. I've got to look. I'm curious. I feel like if we get to that end, once we get up to about where my checkpoint is, around that very last corner, I'll be able to breathe so much easier. But we still have a fair bit here, don't we? Where was the... Yeah, we haven't gone that far since I checked last. Okay, stop worrying about how far we need to go and just worry about the task at hand. Every time I go to the map and leave the map again, I've got to kind of regain my bearings relearn my surroundings, replan my route, and get my brain back into the right, what do you want to call it? The right, the I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but like back into, I gotta regain my train of thought, back into the zone, not auto zone. That rock looks like it's a fairly big one to climb over. I mean, it's half the height of our vehicle, if you don't include the roll bar, at least. Oh yeah, no problem. What rock? There was no rock there, just speed bump. Okay, I better be a little bit careful here. Oh, I think I can't move. Oh no. Well, if we can use our... Okay. I think we had this discussion in a previous video, but if we can use our winch to pull ourselves off of rocks, it would only make sense if we can use our winch to keep ourselves on the road, and we did that with the Beast, if I'm not mistaken, a number of times. So, I should have done that before. I should have considered that. I'll be considering it this time. As long as I have enough warning to do that. Because I can't hold the throttle to keep myself on the road and winch at the same time, like while I'm setting up the winch. So, again, winch in air quotes, because winch is no grabber. But we made it past that corner. That was the first time in a while that I've really been kind of concerned about the edge. This is, I feel like, a bit of a skinny road here I'm going down. I also don't feel like straddling those rocks to the right side is really the right play there. These ones I will a little bit, just because those ones were so big back there, and the spacing on it was a little bit weird. Just gotta be careful here, I don't get a weird bounce and knock myself over the edge. Yes. Excellent. Okay. Drive over these rocks a little bit. There's another one there. Like, I really don't want to have to use a no grabber if I don't have to. I wonder how the big, I think it's a big 4x4 or something like that version of this vehicle with like massive tires, looking like the, I don't know, a really weird monster truck. I wonder how it would do on this track or course, road, whatever this is. Hey, if you guys want to see it, let me know. Maybe we'll revisit it. I'm not too keen on revisiting this right now, but maybe in a few weeks. Again, if we fail this, if we haven't succeeded yet, we are gonna be back sooner than that, I think. But I really want to just get this done at this point. We've taken too many attempts. We've found the limit, I think, or at least gotten close to finding the limit. Careful. I want to just go on the right side, like the far side of this rock here. Drive through here. But I can't tell if that's... Is that a dip? Am I going to get stuck in that? It's so hard to tell how deep it is. If I put my camera straight up, I can't get perspective on it. It's really disorienting. Definitely killed myself in World of Tanks. Here we go talking about a different video game in a video game. Definitely killed myself in World of Tanks a few times. By driving off a cliff going like, yeah, that doesn't look like it's too bad. And then falling 30 feet farther than I thought it was. Oh. Oh. Aggressive. Okay, I'm going to try to go a little bit on the right of it. See if I can just drive over this rock. Can I get at least my right wheels on this one securely? A little bit concerned about the tippage. We're fine though. Okay. Excellent. Okay, yes. Careful with that rock on my front left wheel there. I want to go on the right side of it. Traction says no. I don't want to get myself shoved off the left. This conversation has gotten to be very all businessy now. We're not talking about random topics as much. We're talking about how the heck do we do this? What am I stuck on? It almost feels like my wheel's clipping into the ground or something. Okay, that's weird. I didn't think that I was pinned up on something, like a rock. But I just couldn't move forward. Yeah, like it felt like my wheel was stuck inside of the ground or in a rock. Like clipping through it. And the physics were doing weird things and pinning me in place. I need to be careful here a little bit. Maybe this was the corner we had a hard time with. I don't know. They all look so similar. They all have that same bend with the same hole in the corner here. And the same, some sort of lower ground here and rocks everywhere. I hope we're getting close. Please tell me we're getting close. Please, 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 please. Okay, don't hit the rock hard. Oh, I don't like how this is getting skinny. I don't like that big rock up here. I don't like this big rock that's right in front of me. I don't think I can put my right wheels on it. It's pretty tall. I'd really like to be able to say I got through those two without a no grabber. Then you really know that this vehicle can do it. This vehicle demands more respect than a lot of the others, though. Holy. There's a reason I don't drive this thing normally in the game. Because it's a pain in the butt, and its handling is the weirdest thing ever. But, alas, here we are. It's doing okay so far. As long as I can handle it. Maybe this is the corner I was talking about. I don't know. This actually might be it. Yeah, I think this is actually it. Because I can't drive around this rock in the hopper without going over it. If I went over it, I'd bottom the thing out. And this is, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. This is the more aggressive corner. What am I going to do here? Should I put the entire vehicle on this side of the rock? Have the left wheels going down like the middle of this? Or can I squeeze the thing through there? Let's get closer and get a better perspective. It's just like once the vehicle starts going, stopping it is difficult to say the least. I think we're okay. I'm just going to over-rotate it so that it goes to the right. I'm going to make sure I don't cut this corner too sharp. Kind of let the rocks turn me to the left a little bit. I don't want to overdo it. Okay. I think it's better, easier to understeer than to oversteer or something like that. Does that make sense? Who knows? See, I feel like if I squeeze in here, I'm crossing my little invisible line here again in the darker dirt. And the darker dirt is what starts to feel like it angles down the edge of the cliff a little bit. And that's where it gets scary. I think I'm skinny enough that I can do it. But my other concern is when I hit these rocks, my front wheel is going to hit this rock first. And that might shove me over towards the edge a little bit more. And as soon as that happens, I might be in trouble. But I don't know if I can go over top of this. Because it's not just this rock to worry about, it's also this one. Last thing I want to do too is manage to tip it, because this rock is half the height of my vehicle again. You know, definitely higher than my tires. I don't think that's going to work. Okay, rotate very carefully. Get the front of the vehicle around here. Oh, please don't fall off. I beg you. Be gentle, game. Be nice to me. Okay. Oh, when I got the front wheels touching those rocks and just started to climb over it, that was the moment of truth. Because I saw the vehicle shift to the left, like I was afraid that was going to happen. But then it gripped and pulled the vehicle, and we pulled. The wheels pulled the vehicle up, and we were okay at that point. Now I'm just going to stick to the right as much as I can once again. It's hard to get around this corner because we can't. We're kind of pinned in here. That wheel, that rock at our left rear is kind of stopping us from turning. I don't want to suddenly get going in a hurry. I hear either and launch myself off the side. Okay, yeah, I was struggling to pull myself up on the rocks and struggling to turn at the same time. Just because of all the rock placements. But we got her. Okay, let's... Oh, this part looks bad too. I'm going to try to go on the right-ish of this big rock. I'm overheating the clutch too. had to be careful of that. If I over... Oh no. If I overheat the clutch too much, then I'm not going to have any... I'm not going to put any power down. Kind of stuck. I was gradually trying to give it more and more power to get myself over the rock, because I could see that power... Wow, did you see how it just bounced to the left like that? I'm scared. Do we winch? Give it one touch, see what it does. I think we might need a winch, guys. This is kind of nerve-wracking. I'm just looking at how these wheels are positioned. If this wheel doesn't go to the right, then it's going to go to the left. No questions asked. If this wheel moves, it's hard to see in the dark, but in the shadows. If this wheel moves to the left anymore, it's going to just slip off here. I was hoping I could get this wheel onto this side of the rock, but it's just not happening. Now, I was, like I said a minute ago, I wanted to try to avoid using the so-called winch. I wanted to avoid it. Because it just seemed like it would be nicer to say, oh, I did it without. But at this point, I feel like there's a very good chance that if I don't use it, I'm toast. And I'm so close to the end. We're getting there. Oh, I always forget to get rid of the waypoints. I can't even be upset with the game for that. So I'm going to see if I can just use the winch, pull it forward, get these wheels just onto the side of the rock a little bit. I don't know where the good point to grab onto this thing is. Am I going to just rip this body panel off? I'm trying to kind of pull it horizontally as opposed to vertically. I was worried there when it bounced back a little bit. Okay, I need to just go forward. And hopefully this wheel climbs over this rock rather than bouncing off it and pushing me over. Hopefully this wheel and whatever other wheels happen to be there will pin on this side of this rock here and won't let it slide over. Okay, we're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Maybe I'm worrying too much, but I'm getting more and more paranoid every time I do this, the closer I get to the end. Because it's just like, I don't want to fail at the end. I do not want to do that. I dislike that greatly in a game. When the game gets harder and harder at the end of a level, far away from a checkpoint, and you're failing and having to redo all the easy stuff, the time-consuming easy stuff first. Okay, gotta be careful with the weird bounces. This one I could fall off either side and end my run. That's also disconcerting. It's kind of like if you're, I can't think of a good example, but if you were driving or doing any kind of activity on the ground, that would be easy. Try doing that when you're this high off the ground, like I am in the game here, and not feel nervous. Even if it's something you've done a million times before, now you're going to be like, oh, I'm so paranoid I'm going to drop something, I'm paranoid I'm going to fall or make a mistake or something, just that, 1 in 1,000 chance that something could happen. You're like, if it happens now, we're toast. If you're at a high place, I don't know where a good example would be, but you're up high. For me, at work, it'd be like in a lift or something like that. You're worried, oh, my phone's going to fall out of my pocket. It hasn't fallen out of my pocket in 10 years. But now, because I'm at altitude, I'm concerned that it's going to fall out of my pocket or I'm going to drop it if I have to take a picture of something for reference or whatever. Just because if you drop it here, it's not going to survive. I feel like when I'm working at heights, it's not... I need to be careful with this edge too. I'm going to keep talking against my better judgment while I'm trying to get by this rock. I feel like when working at heights, it's not me being up high, being afraid of the heights or anything like that. That's the big concern for me. The biggest concern is me dropping something. Whether, be a tool or my phone falling or something silly like that. Not really silly, but I think you get the idea. Because one, when you drop it, it might break. Number two, when you drop it, what if it lands on something or somebody. It could be devastating. And 3, I completely forget because I'm using as much of my concentration as I can possibly here. My mouth is just on autopilot here with the conversations that I'm having. 95% of my brain power is being put into driving. Careful. Careful. Okay, that was a little bit closer than I wanted it to be. I thought about using the winch there. I tried to go over the rock to not be close to the edge, but I just slid off the rock anyway. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the rocks are so untrustworthy. Okay, at least they don't have World of Tanks physics, because you touch the rock and your driver would just be like, you know what? I'm gonna just take my hands off of the controls and my feet off the pedals. Yeah, we're just gonna go where we go. You know what? I'm not even gonna try to do anything. Oh, good, thanks. So helpful. We must be really close. Oh, I was hoping this. We have to get. This is like the last turn over here, I think. I thought this was that turn. I was excited there for a second. And this part, I'll be honest, looks pretty darn annoying. Oh, it kind of went farther forward than I expected it to there, and scared me. Thought I was doing the old launch myself off the cliff thing for a moment. Just trying to be so gentle, so methodical? Is that the right word? It's a word, but is it the word? Around everything. Like, I have to give it extra gas a lot of times to get myself over a rock. But when I get over that rock, when I finally succeed at that, if I have that momentum or that power still down, then it's just gonna take my vehicle wherever it wants. Am I stuck on again? I just want to get my left wheels on top of this rock. Yep. We might high center ourselves. Okay. Well, that worked out okay. It's a little bit scary, but it worked out. Anytime it bounces like that from one rock to another, or off of a rock or on a rock, that's concerning. We are beating the crap out of our clutch. I've got to reverse. I don't have a choice. Yes. Okay. Excellent. What the heck is this corner? Maybe this is the corner the Jeep had a hard time with. I don't know. I literally have no idea what I'm talking about. None. Zero. I don't know. It probably was the last one that I thought was it. But they all look the same. Maybe it was this one, because holy crap, how do I even get this vehicle around this corner? This dip, this angle right here that it does is concerning to me. Like, what do I do? This... I don't know if I can do this. This might be the end. Like, I mean, the end of us. I don't know how I could even make this help. How winching can help me here, unless I literally winch myself all the way across, which I feel like is kind of defeating the purpose. And kind of, yeah, I think that's too much cheating. I think I'm kind of on my own for this part. Like, what do I even do? Oh man, I don't see this going well. I think I just need to floor it. I think I did this in the hopper too, and it didn't work out. I'm at a different angle here and everything, different vehicle, different situation to a degree. But like, if I just nudge the gas, I'm just gonna wiggle myself. If I just keep nudging the gas, I think I'm just gonna wiggle myself off the rock and slide down here, because it's just like I already kind of have a wheel or two hanging off into this. And if I go forward, that dip is getting steeper and steeper. And I think it's just gonna pull my vehicle down. Remember, this is mud too, so this is a little bit slipperier. I'm not going to have much grip on the mud. I'm not going to have much grip on the rocks. My only hope is to just grip everything I can right here. Pull myself up here somehow, as high as I can. And if I can get to probably over here without falling off, and have all 8 of my wheels on the road when I'm over here, past like an imaginary line here, I should be okay. But I have my doubts, and I can't exactly back up and try again. Realistically, that's risky. So we have low range gearbox. That's probably the best we're gonna be able to do for putting a power down. It'd be a shame if we fail, because we're like a couple more corners away. Oh boy. Well. Okay, it's been real. I'll see you on the other side. Don't look down, whatever you do. It's definitely not far at all. Don't worry. I don't want to do this. I can't steer when I'm in the middle of this either. Not really. So whatever way I go, I go. Who knows what's going to happen? I might just slide down right away. Alright, well. Here goes nothing. Yes! Holy crap, that was... that worked out better than expected. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. No celebrating yet. We need to get across this. We need to finish this. We have to finish this. There's no other acceptable answer other than to just do it. Just get there. Careful. Okay. Stop thinking so optimistically. Let's go over this rock in a way that doesn't pull us to the side. Hopefully our clutch has cooled down. It's not yelling at us repeatedly, so that's a good sign. Hopefully our clutch has cooled down like completely after sitting there for a minute, though. I'm so... If I was any more anxious, I'd be shaking. It's like, I feel kind of like when you're carrying a game and you pull off the most epic carry ever. This is not working. But you haven't completed the carry yet. You're just, you know, there's a chance and things are going well, but there's still so many things that can go wrong. That's the state my brain's at right now. There's going to be a massive sigh of relief if I can get this thing to the end. This warrants an epic achievement or something like that. Which I wish was an option. I might be stuck. I must be hung up. There's a rock underneath. Yep. Ow. Don't break the car now. Or the all-terrain vehicle, whatever it is. I don't even know. It's like an ATV on steroids, but looks less fun at the same time. Oh, we're so close. We're past the major rocks. Hopefully it's easy going from here. Hopefully there's not some weird twist the game throws at us now. We haven't made it to here before. Absolutely not. So to fail now would be just disappointing. Stay away from that edge. Our altitude is great. I can't see us. It's kind of stuck. I can't see us finding a way to climb back up if we go down. And the amount of control this thing has on hills is, as we saw before, pretty terrible. You try to turn and nothing happens. Like, because, you know, the way this thing turns like a tank. Okay, this is it. I think we did it. I'm pretty sure we get to the top of the hill here, and we have succeeded. Please, please, please be it. I'm quite sure. I'm quite certain. Don't mess it up here. Do not do that, you idiot. Don't do it. I'm excited. I wanted to speed up here as fast as I can, but I don't want to mess up. Yeah, I'd fly off the cliff here or something. I mean, can you imagine? That'd be just terrible. Yes, here we are. There's absolutely nothing here waiting for us. We have reached the end. Thank goodness. Holy. That was a drive and a half. I don't know if I can even celebrate in this thing. Here's the super epic donuts. Not at all epic. Wow. This thing has been the first vehicle we've managed to get down this road. I'll have to see if other people have made it. I'll check out other videos on YouTube and see if anybody else has managed to make it down this road, and if so, what vehicle they did it in, because I'm curious. I'm actually curious. I mean, we did the main road ourselves, one of the first attempts, which is roughly that. It's a longer journey, but it's largely paved-ish roads. Wow, okay. You let me know if you want me to do this again in any vehicle whatsoever, but I think that it would be a good idea for us to take a break and find something else to do. Either a twist or whatever. Yeah, like, let me know. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you made it to the end, I truly do appreciate it. I'll see you next time. What a terrible vehicle that managed to pull off a miracle.